I have lost 110 pounds and I've trained people to lose their first 10 to 20 pounds, sometimes within a month. And I've done it all without giving up my favorite foods or spending hours on the treadmill. And in this video, I'm gonna help 8 strangers on the internet do the same. So Accurate Motor 3726 says, how did you get yourself to lose weight? I've been, quote, dieting or changing my lifestyle for years to try to lose weight. I only have to lose 10 kg. I get bored of the healthy lifestyle because I love eating out. Accurate Motor, your problem is very common and it's simply following an unsustainable approach. 10 kg is not a lot of weight to lose at all. Trying for years, I mean, you can lose 10 kg in 6 months and that's still a very generous time period. You could probably lose it in less than 6 months. So what I'm reading right now, you saying I get bored of the healthy lifestyle because I love eating out. What I'm probably going to understand from that is that you are implementing like extreme diets that are restricting certain foods and you're not allowed to, go out and eat with your family or go out and eat with your friends and enjoy a drink or two on the weekends. If you keep following this approach, you will never lose weight. I'm going to send you this video and tell you that I, did a case study on you and everything. So if you're watching this, I want to tell you, if your lifestyle change or your diet requires you to give up your favorite foods and it requires you to stop eating out with family and stop going out with friends and stop having a drink on the weekend, then even if it somehow magically helps you lose 10 kg, what do you think is going to happen when you go out with your friends and go out for drinks and go out with your family to eat food? You'll gain the weight right back. And all of that hard work is going to be just flushed down the toilet. So if I was Accurate Motor 3726, what I would be doing is implementing a diet that incorporates all of my favorite foods so that I can follow it forever. And you might find this unbelievable, but one of the people that I trained recently did not watch what he was eating, did not go to the gym because he was out on vacation for 2 weeks, and he came back 5 pounds lighter. Instead of focusing on the foods he was eating because he was on vacation, he wasn't going to do that. He just focused on his calories and he focused on his step count. He made sure that he went out for walks as often as he could, and he was on vacation, so it wasn't too difficult. One of the other problems that you probably have, Accurate Motor, is that you're not walking enough. You seem to be pretty heavy on the changing your diet thing, but I don't know what your movement looks like, but I'm gonna assume if you're having difficulty losing 10 kg, that you're not being active enough. What I recommend is going out on 20-minute walks after every meal that you can. Or, if you're one of those step count people, then I guess you could just aim for 10K steps. That would also really help. So Puff and Cry asks, how much can drinking and eating for a week affect the scale? I celebrated my birthday for longer than I should have. I was at 332 pounds. Now the scale is showing 350. I'm trying not to let it get me down too bad, but I can't stop thinking you have to lose 20 extra pounds now. Part of me wants to believe it's water from all of the alcohol, but the other part believes I screwed myself. Honestly, I feel so ashamed. I haven't told anyone outside of this post. I hurt my back. I can't do anything to get my mind off of it besides video games, and it's driving me nuts. Maybe I'm overthinking and overreacting too much, but it's really getting to me. Feels like some of my progress is completely wiped. Well, you're wrong because, and that's good, because you're wrong because your progress isn't completely wiped. Yes, you'd be right to assume that the majority of the weight that you've gained is water weight, but if you keep following this approach that you're on, you're probably going to end up gaining weight and you're definitely going to fail to lose weight. Because from what I'm hearing, celebrating your birthday and having a bunch of alcohol and, a bunch of food, to me, what that sounds like is that before your birthday, you were restricting yourself so bad that as soon as your birthday hit, you felt like this need to let loose. That never happens to, I'm just going to relate it to myself. The reason that never happens to me is because 10 days before my birthday, I still had cake and ice cream every night. And I still woke up to a 6-pack in the morning because my diet is pretty much a diet that I can follow for the rest of my life. So I understand that you're a little overwhelmed with the amount of weight you've got to lose, and I relate to that. So what I recommend doing for that is something that I call the step, step, step method. Instead of thinking about how you're going to lose the next 20 pounds, think about how you're going to lose the next 2 pounds. Take a step in the right direction, then take another step in the right direction, then take another step in the right direction. Right now, we shouldn't be thinking about how am I going to win this marathon. We should think more about how am I going to take my next step in the direction of the finish line, pretty much. Accomplished Way 2590 says, hi there, I'm currently 120 kg and struggling with my weight both physically and emotionally. I've tried countless diets, but nothing seems to work long term. Lately, my self-image has been so low that I remove the mirror from my room because I can't stand how I look. I feel judged by others, and even though I know it's wrong, a part of me believes I deserve it. It's frustrating because I used to be really active. To make things worse, I experience intense food cravings and, quote, food noise constantly. It feels like I'm stuck in a cycle I can't break. I started going to the gym last year and even lost 20 kg. I relapsed and now I feel like I'm back to square one. I don't know what to do anymore. I want help, real sustainable help. I want to feel better in my body and mind. Please, what steps can I take? First of all, I want to say that I completely understand where you're coming from. Being heavy myself, I know how frustrating it can get and how really just how difficult life can get when you get like beyond a certain weight. I think you've already sort of hit the nail on the head here with saying that you want sustainable help. I think you know what your problem is. You haven't really been following a sustainable approach, because if you were following a sustainable approach, you probably wouldn't gain the weight back. And 20 kg is a lot of weight to gain back. So instead of me giving you a bunch of information that's going to stress you out, I'm just going to give you one practical step. Take your body weight in pounds and multiply it by the number 12. That is your daily calories. Now here's what I want you to do. You're probably 200 something pounds. I just want you to consume 150 to 180 grams of protein, and that should be fine. And as long as you stay within your daily calories, there's no food that you can't eat. There's no relapsing because you're not on a diet. And then right now, since you're a little heavier, instead of me just saying, oh yeah, start walking a whole lot, I just say try being a little more active and get a gym membership. Just start there and make sure that you start real small, because we don't want to stress your joints too much, especially because you're a little heavier starting out. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I started out heavy as well. There's nothing wrong with starting out heavy. You just have to be a little careful to make sure that you avoid injury. I See Struggle 2024 says, I'm almost 300 pounds and I've tried so many times to lose weight, but I just can't. I feel so frustrated, but it's also starting to feel like I don't want to actually lose weight. I've done a lot of hard things in my life, but I find losing weight to be my Achilles heel. I've tried the exercise, the keto, the abs, and I feel so confused. Like, do I actually want to lose weight? Am I self-sabotaging for a reason? I can only manage a new habit for a week before I totally forget it even exists. Every time I say I want to lose weight, I hear a voice that says I can't. I don't want to give up, so you'll have to tell me how you did it. I don't really want what foods you ate or the exercise routine, but more so how you did it mentally. Thank you so much. There's two things that you're struggling with right now, but the most important problem that you have right now is accountability. There's plenty of ways to do this. Either you can hold yourself accountable, but if you struggle with that, then I recommend getting someone else to do it for you. I hold all of my clients accountable, and that really helps them. But if you'd like, you could just find a friend that's going to keep you accountable, or maybe just keeping yourself a journal every morning where you put in your morning weight. Because if you just look at your weight every morning on the scale, you're going to be more aware of how much you weigh, and you're also going to be, by extension, more aware of how you're eating, what you're eating, and what your habits look like. So another massive red flag that I'm seeing from this post right now is you tried exercise to lose weight. Now, you've got to understand, you can't really lose weight through exercising. No matter how much time you spend in the gym, on the treadmill or lifting weights, if that is your primary way of losing weight, you're going to struggle. My favorite exercise to lose weight isn't even an exercise, it's walking. Walking, think about it, walking isn't even really exercise because you do it in your house. You don't do bicep curls in your house, you don't sprint in your house. Those are what I consider exercises. Walking is more like a state of existence. And I'm not trying to be philosophical here. I just think it's so easy and so effortless that as soon as you implement it, you'll lose weight. You could just walk in your house. I walk in my house all the time. My family members think I'm sort of crazy, but guess who's the only person in my family who's in shape? As far as the mental part goes, it sounds like you're just thinking about things way too much. You've tried apps, you've tried the ketogenic diet, and you've tried all these things. The thing is, instead of trying everything, you've only got to do one thing or maybe two things, and that'll help you lose weight. The more you think about it, the more stressful it gets, and also, consequently, the harder it gets. And all you've got to do is dial in your calories and start walking a little bit more. If you just do those two things, then you will lose weight. And if you want to add a bonus point, you can start lifting weights. That'll make you look so much better. Scheme Short 8941 says, cutting as a 6'1", 19-year-old male, currently eating 1,500 to 1,800 calories a day. Oh my goodness. And weighing around 84 kilograms. My goal is to be lean, not sure about my BMI, but is this a healthy amount of calories to be eating a day to get to my goal? No. I do cardio 5 to 6 times a week, go to bed starving, eat steak and egg, fish fillet, and porridge daily, and lift weights. I feel like I'm losing weight, but I'm getting skinny. I'm not fat, just a bit bulky when I started, but now I feel like I'm going more towards skinny fat rather than lean. Any advice would help, thanks. Yes, you are going towards skinny fat because your the amount of calories you're eating is pretty much starvation. 6'1", 19 years old, bro. My friend, you are very young and you can get away with eating a whole lot more. And the symptoms that you're experiencing right now of like going to bed starving and just feeling like crap probably throughout the day, these symptoms are only going to get worse. If you are a male, your calories should almost never start with a number 1. They should always start with a 2. Obviously 2,000, not 200. What I recommend for you, bro, is take your body weight in pounds and multiply by probably numbers 12 to 14 since you're young and you're active. And that is gonna be your daily calories. Stick to those calories. When you're in the gym, you feel like you're getting skinny, you're probably not progressing on your lifts, which means that you're not adding weight or reps over time. There's probably some other things that are messing up in your gym routine, which is why you're getting skinny. But where I'd start is looking at adding weight and reps. That's where I would start to avoid looking skinny fat and actually losing weight and looking fit. Imaginary Emu 2658 says, I started at 236 pounds 4 weeks ago. I completely changed my diet. Already a red flag. Started getting my food through Hungry Root. The first 2 weeks I restricted myself to 1,200 calories a day. Oh my God. This is, you see all these like recurring problems, everyone's making the same mistakes. And I was losing 400 pounds a week. I lost 4 pounds a week at 1,200 calories, which obviously, because you literally starving yourself. It felt great, but by week 3, I felt like shit. I was always tired, so this week I let myself go to 1,600 calories a day. That's still not enough calories. I still lose about a pound a week. It's slower, but I have energy again and I don't feel starved by bedtime. I've upped my protein intake and lowered my carbs and fat. I don't know about that. You're probably gonna start feeling tired again if you're not eating enough carbs. So first of all, before even thinking about exercise and your gym routine, we need to fix your diet. Bro, 236 pounds, 1,600 calories here. You might lose weight. You'll probably lose 5, 10, 20, 30 pounds, but what will most likely happen is because your diet is so restrictive and it's so extreme and unbelievably low in calories, you'll just end up gaining the weight back. And I'm not trying to say this to discourage you. I'm just telling you the mistakes. Like, this is from firsthand experience. I've done what you're trying to do, and I've had clients who've had this exact problem and who've like tried to implement these aggressive approaches. And yes, they do lose some weight at first, but they just gain it all back. One of the people I trained recently, we'll just call him T for now. T lost a lot of weight following the ketogenic diet, where he cut out bread and pasta and pretty much all food that is enjoyable. And he lost some weight, but just like I'm constantly saying, he gained the weight right back because his diet was crazy extreme. Realistically, I mean, the guy has a family. He likes going out for drinks on the weekends. How is he gonna follow the ketogenic diet? But after working with me, he lost 10 pounds in a month and he kept it off. By the way, I have an online training program where I help busy people build their dream bodies without spending hours in the gym or giving up their favorite foods. You can start completely for free, and if you don't like it, then you can just leave, no questions asked. The price does go up every 3 members because there's only one of me. But if you'd like to join and that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then I'll leave a link down below. Being Capped says, counting calories is driving me crazy. I've been counting calories for a little more than 2 years now, and I don't know if I've taken it too far. I used to weigh 200 pounds, now I'm down to 153, which I'm so thankful for, and know that counting calories has been a huge help, but I don't know if I've taken it too far. I track every single calorie to the gram every day. Yes, already I know you've taken it too far. If I know I'm eating out, I plan out every single thing I eat that day. Oof, that's too much. I look at the menu as soon as I can. I mean, sometimes days before I actually go out to eat just to be ready. If I overeat or the restaurant doesn't list the macros, I have a borderline panic attack. I've never been in a diet that's above my maintenance calories and tend to stay at 50 calories under my maintenance. How do you even calculate 50 calories? Oh my God. Even on days I plan to cheat my diet, like my birthday or holidays, I can't help but get anxious over how much I ate. Okay, I'm not even gonna read the rest of that post, and I'm just gonna tell you the same thing that I've said probably 4 times in this video, which is that your approach is unsustainable. Yes, you've lost weight and congratulations, it's awesome, but look at what it's done for you. You can't go out and enjoy a meal with your friends and your family anymore. Is that really worth it? Instead of calculating everything down to a T, I recommend just eyeballing some things. So if you go 100 or 200 calories over, it's fine. If you don't get enough calories sometimes because it's too late and you didn't eat enough, that's also fine. I'll just give you an example of myself. Just the other day, I went out for Popeyes and I went 500 calories over the amount of calories that I was supposed to eat, but I went out with my family. So I wasn't stressed, I didn't feel guilty. I just made sure the next day I was back on track and I didn't let one bad day turn into a bad week, turn into a bad month. Background Break 784 says, if you want quick results, keto plus training worked for me in just 1 month. Already, I'm pissed off, but let's read through the rest of this post. If you're looking for a quick fix to drop fat fast, keto combined with strength training is where it's at. I tried it for 1 month and the results were insane. I ate 2 meals a day, kept my carbs low, oh my god, and focused on high fat, moderate protein. I didn't snack or overeat. At the same time, I kept training and added cardio to keep my body moving. It was simple: eggs, meat, veggies, nothing complicated. Weight training and cardio every few days, tons of water, keeping salt intake high. First couple of days sucked, of course, but after that, my energy was through the roof and my cravings dropped. The real surprise was how my body got used to eating less. I didn't feel hungry. I dropped more weight in that 1 month than I've expected, and it's honestly the easiest I've ever done. If you're serious about dropping fat quickly, this is the way to go. Just keep it simple and stay consistent. Well, that's the entire problem, my friend. Staying consistent with keto is damn near impossible if you're a normal human being. First of all, I want you to understand how your approach to fat loss is wrong. Losing weight fast. Please tell me, what exactly is the aim of losing weight? Seeing the number on the scale go down for a week or 2 weeks before it goes up again? Like, what's the point of losing weight if you're gonna gain it all back? Also, the weight that you lost wasn't fat. You mostly lost water weight because you stopped eating carbs. Now, here's the other problem with the ketogenic diet, and this is why I don't have any of my clients following it. It requires you to cut out bread. It requires you to cut out rice, which is also another very common thing that people eat. So you're gonna eat no bread, no rice, no pasta, no ice cream, no donuts, which pretty much just translates to you're not gonna go out and have a life. You're not gonna spend time and go out with your family. You're not gonna go out on dates. Pretty much, you're just gonna be like this person who lives in their mom's basement and eats meat and fucking vegetables, and it's just an unsustainable approach and it's extreme. Just implement a diet, and I'm saying this for the 15th time in this video, just implement a diet that doesn't require you to give up your favorite foods, and implement a training approach that doesn't require you to spend your entire day in the gym. If you want me to implement the approach for you, then you can click the link below. If not, I'll see you in the next one.